Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. I hope you're well. Thank you so much for being here. I'm Jen with Timeline Tarot, and this is your prediction for June 2026. It is a collective general reading, so as the messages come through today, take what fits, leave what doesn't, because if it's not your message, it simply means it's meant for someone else. And please check your other placements, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus. If you're not sure what those placements are, in the description box of this video is a link where you can obtain your free birth chart. With all of that said now, my friends, let's begin. Tapping into the Cancer collective now, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. What does Cancer need to know for June 2026? What do they need to know for June 2026? Let's get one more shuffle now. Thank you. In the heart of your spread, we have the Hanged Man. In the top row, we have the Seven of Wands. We have the Ten of Pentacles. And we have the Tower. The Hangman is clarified by the Empress and the Knight of Wands. And in the bottom row, we have the Two of Swords. We have the King of Pentacles. And we have the King of Cups. Sneak peek now into July. I can't believe I'm saying July. Ace of Wands. Six of Pentacles. Eight of Wands. Wow. Once we start moving towards your season, things really take off for you. Hermit, Justice, Five of Pentacles, Ace of Swords at the bottom of the deck. All right, let's see what this is all about. We're going to clarify this using the After Tarot deck. If you're not familiar with this deck, the images are a bit different, and that alters the meanings of the cards, but we'll go through them as necessary in your reading today. Some of you are like moving in July. I don't know if you know that now, but remember, it's a predictive reading. So let's see where we go with this. For Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements, for June 2026, we are clarifying Seven of Wands, Ten of Pentacles, the Tower, the Empress, the Hanged Man, the Knight of Wands, the Two of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Cups. One more shuffle here. Thank you. Seven of Wands is clarified by the Two of Swords. Ten of Pentacles is clarified by Five of Pentacles. The Tower is clarified by the Two of Wands. The Empress is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles. The Hangman is clarified by the Queen of Wands. The Knight of Wands is clarified by the High Priestess. The Two of Swords is clarified by Judgment. There's that decision. It's made. The King of Pentacles is clarified by the Seven of Pentacles. And the King of Cups is clarified by the Three of Cups. Sneak peek now again into July. Two of Pentacles, Ten of Wands, Five of Wands. The Sun is in the reverse. I do read reversals. I never set up the cards in this deck to be a reversal, but we're going to leave that there. We're going to see how this plays out in your reading today. Let's begin. Your overall energy here. If you haven't seen my readings before and it's not hierarchical, has nothing to do with masculine versus feminine, I typically look at all four suits in a tarot deck as queens existing in the present. They process the past, and kings take action. And so there's something here, it's like you're reviewing something. Now, what you're reviewing is different for all of you. You're reviewing the community you exist in. Others of you are reviewing your job. Some of you are reviewing your homes or your apartments. Others of you are reviewing your, romantic connections or familial connections. But there's definitely here a bit of a review because, again, for me, queens exist in the present because they process the past. And so you're looking at something here very specific to each of you and saying, I don't know if I can keep doing this. I don't know if I can, maintain this apartment or this house. I don't know if I can keep going to that job. I don't even know if I want to be in this industry anymore. I don't know if I want to be in connection with this person. There's something here in your life that you're not 100% pleased with or happy with. I don't think you hate it. I don't think there's full disdain, but there's something of, I need to move on from this. That's the feeling. I need to move on from this, but I'm not quite sure if I should. There's a hesitation. And so that Hangman is like, I really got to think this through before I even make the decision. Because I think you're of the belief here in June that like once I make the decision, then I got to get up and go, right? I don't want to procrastinate on it. So this seems to be a month for you to process something here in your life, situation, environment, or connection, and then make a determination about whether or not you're going to move on from it. In the top row, we have the Seven of Wands to that Two of Swords. That's that feeling. That Seven of Wands is like, I can't go yet, right? I can't move on from this situation, environment, or connection because I have to make my decision. but you are making a decision, because in the after tarot deck, the Two of Swords, a person has made the decision. There's something here in your life that you've had in your life for a long time, that Ten of Pentacles, familial connection, the community you live in, the job or industry you've been in. It could be a relationship. If it is, it might lean more towards friends than an actual romantic partnership, but because I just don't have a lot of like love on the table, but you know, we're still going to clarify. So you take it how it resonates. But there's something here of there's better than this out there waiting for me. And that's so terrible if you're the cross watcher watching, but I always say I'm not cross watcher friendly. And the reason why I say that is because the Ten of Pentacles is something that's established in your life that you're thinking of moving on from. And in the after tarot deck, the Five of Pentacles, the person's not in lack. They're not out in the cold. They're actually coming out from being in lack. They have a big old sack of pentacles. So there's something like, this is good, right? Ten of Pentacles. No one's going to complain about the Ten of Pentacles. I just feel like there's more out there. Tower to the Two of Wands. This is where you make your decision. The Two of Wands in this deck actually says planning in the little booklet that comes with the deck. So there's something here of, I've made the decision, but now I need to plan. Empress to the Eight of Pentacles, like you're getting to work now, creating the path forward. Knight of Wands to the High Priestess. You're moving forward with great speed, okay? Once you make this decision, but you're leaning on your intuition to make all of the right moves, if you will. So even though you're excited to move forward, you're not doing it like in a rushed way or reckless or careless way. To a source of judgment, that's your decision. King of Pentacles, again to that Seven of Pentacles. I've been in this situation, environment, or connection for a long time, and I don't want to move on from it. And it looks like once you make the decision, move on from it, you're actually quite happy. It's like you look forward to the day when you're out of this situation, environment, or connection. I'd like to know what this decision centers around for you. So let's start with that Seven of Wands. Clarify the Seven of Wands, please. Clarify the Seven of Wands, because like I can't do anything yet. Thank you. Five of Wands. Knight of Swords, Ten of Wands, bottom of the deck, Nine of Cups. So for many of you, the feeling here is I have to make this decision, because if I engage with other people about this, I'm going to get pushback. Like I don't know, want to leave my partner. I'm not saying that's what's on the table, but it would be like, I can't discuss that yet with my person until I finally make the decision to leave them. Otherwise, there's a resistance here. You know, I want to move out of the family home, but I can't say anything to them just yet, because then there's arguing, and then I'm concerned that maybe this is going to influence my decision, you know. So, and again, if it's work, like if you're not happy with work, you're not going to go to work and be like, hey, guess what, I'm contemplating leaving you people. I'm finding another job. So the feeling here is this decision is mine to make. I carry the brunt, I carry the burden of it, and I'm not going to communicate this with anyone until I make the decision, because I don't want any pushback, particularly from the people I'm, you know, potentially moving on from. Two of Swords. Tell me about the decision. One more shuffle. Thank you. And I did leave that Sun card in the reverse, in case you're wondering. We have Justice. We have the Ace of Cups. And we have Three of Swords is in the reverse. When I cleansed this deck after Gemini before, I made sure they were all in the upright. Isn't that something? So the decision here that you're making, and I always say, do not allow tarot to tell you what to do. Okay. I know some tarot readers are like, this is what you're going to do. Now, this is what you could potentially do. It's an energy read. Okay. So if you don't want to do this, don't do this. But the feeling here for me energetically is in the month of June, you're saying the just right, fair thing for me to do is to move forward towards a new opportunity, new situation, environment, or connection. Now, in the After Tarot deck, the Three of Swords, the heart is healed and there is no heartbreak. But in the reverse, it would be like the regular Three of Swords that we see in a regular tarot deck. So it's, I'm moving on to a new beginning, even though it might emotionally impact people that are involved in this situation, environment, or connection. Like my partner's not going to be happy. My family's going to be heartbroken. My job's not going to be pleased to get my notice. But I still have to do what's best for me. You know, I'm moving away to another state. You know, mom and dad might not like it, but I have to do what's best for me. That's the feeling. My job, I've been here for 10 years. You know, I love everyone here, but I've outgrown the place, you know, and I'm going to miss these people and they might be heartbroken. Maybe my clients will be heartbroken that I'm moving on, but I have to do this for me. I'm not going to clarify the 10 of Pentacles to the 5 of Pentacles because I feel like that would waste your time. It's a bit redundant of a message. Again, something here is long-standing in your life, or you make a lot of money, or again, it could be family, or maybe even a marriage or a relationship where you have entangled finances. But the feeling still here is, I want something better. So that 2 of Swords, that Tower, I do want to clarify the Tower because I sort of want to see your energetic or mental process here when it comes to the planning. It might help you ahead of time as well. But your decision here seems to be, I'm moving towards a new, even though it might be emotionally, sorry about that, I got a phone call. It might be emotionally displeasing to one other person or a group of people. Clarify that Tower. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Tower is clarified by the Page of Cups, the Queen of Swords, and the 2 of Wands to the 2 of Wands, bottom of the deck, 5 of Cups. And I think you're going to miss whoever you're moving on from, or you're moving away from. Like, I get the feeling like you don't hate this person or these people. You just feel like there's something else out there for you. So there's a little sadness here. Now, there's a little playful curiosity too in that Page of Cups, because you're kind of like, where am I going to work next? Where am I going to live next type of thing. But there is some sadness there with that 5 of Cups at the bottom of the deck. But again, that's the underlining energy. The surface energy is, I'm really excited to start creating this plan. I don't think you're going to tell people about the excitement just yet. Maybe you will by the end of the month, but not right off the bat. It's not going to be like, hooray, I can't wait till I never have to see you again. I don't think you're doing that. One more shuffle here. Thank you. 2 of Wands is clarified by King of Wands. Remember what I said earlier. For me, kings take action. Strength card. Ace of Pentacles. That Leo season for you is going to be huge because that's July and we're only in your season till the 3rd week. I could see you potentially moving on from whatever this is by the end of July. I don't even think you're planning at this. Like, I think you're planning during the rest of Gemini season and your season. And I think come Leo season, you're gone. I hate to say that for the cross watcher, but I think you're, this is, you have a new job opportunity. You're putting money down on a house or a new place. It's coming very quickly. Sorry to stutter like that, stumble on my words. But the feeling here is like once you make the decision and you start planning, it starts happening very quickly. And 6 of Cups in the After Tarot deck, well, it's a 7 of Cups, but the 6 Cups are left on the shelf. So again, and you're moving towards the Ace of Cups. So again, the feeling is, again, with that Ace of Cups, I'm moving towards the new and I'm leaving the past behind. I'm not going to clarify the Empress to the 8 of Pentacles because this would be the new thing that you're working on, the new plan, the new situation, the new environment, maybe even a new connection for some of you. It's possible. I don't think so. I hardly ever know a Cancer that goes from one relationship immediately into another. But it's possible for some of you. But I do want to clarify that Hangman because I'd like to see what has been the block for you. Clarify the Hangman. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Star, the Fool, and the Moon. Bottom of the deck, the World. Holy mother of pearl. So the Hangman is, I'm looking at the Moon 2 different ways here. One, I think you've kept it below the surface. I don't think a lot of people know about this. They may suspect, you may have hinted. I don't think you have outright come and said it like, I'm leaving this place by this date. I don't think you've been specific. We don't have a lot of swords here except what you're going through mentally, thinking about it and acknowledging the heartbreak of others when you do finally tell them that you're moving forward. So that Moon card is 1, you are in your power because that is your major arcana card. So the Hangman is, I have to do this for me. Like, I know it's the right thing to do. I know it's the right thing to do to close this out and move on. But again, that secondary message is, but I'm keeping it below the surface until I figure things out. I get timing, I get logistics. I decide definitively I want to do this. Tell me about the Queen of Wands, the processing here. Thank you. Queen of Wands, there's that 5 of Swords. I don't want to argue with anyone about this. 9 of Pentacles and the Fool. You have 2 Fool cards. I just got a bunch of chill, spiritual, some people call them. I don't want to fight about this, but I have to become single, free, and independent of this. And I have to do this for me. Knight of Wands. Clarify that Knight of Wands. One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Wands, clarified by the Death card. The Ace of Cups, again, second deck. And the 6 of Wands, bottom of the deck, 9 of Swords. So now your dilemma becomes, Okay, I've processed all of this situation, environment, or connection. I have decided I want to move on from it. Not going to tell anyone just yet because some people are going to be disappointed. I'm early stage planning it, sort of behind the scenes without anyone knowing. And now the Knight of Wands to the High Priestess, there's a realization here of when I tell people, like definitively I'm moving on, even though I'm so excited about this ending and this rebirth and this new chapter, you know, and this new opportunity or new relationship, whatever this is for you. The feeling here is, and this is you in this Nine of Swords. Oh, Nine of Swords, the Ten of Cups, to the Lovers. I don't know how my family is going to feel about this. I don't know how my friends are going to feel about this. I don't know how my clients, you know, whoever it is that you're leaving, I just don't know how they're going to feel about this. It's possible for some of you, you know, you just came out of a long-term committed partnership, maybe a marriage, and you've already met someone new or you're meeting someone in June and you're quickly moving forward with them. And this might be the feeling here of like, how am I going to tell my friends and my family, let alone the ex? Maybe you have a kid with them. That's quite possible. How am I going to tell them I'm already in another relationship? Like that one like literally just ended. You know, there's something here of, I feel really happy about this rebirth, this new chapter. I'm quite excited, but I'm concerned about like what my close inner circle and that Ten of Cups, how they're going to feel about it. High Priestess. Tell me about the High Priestess energy. One more shuffle. Thank you. High Priestess clarified by Empress. Four of Wands. That Sun is in the reverse. There's that Ten of Cups again. So as I birth, right, the Empress is the energy of someone who's birthing, creating. We have the Empress here again. This is very strong. Like, I have to do this for me. I have to create this next chapter. I have to birth this new chapter. I have to move, or have to move on is the feeling. But there's something here of my joy, my excitement, my happiness is overshadowed by the heartbreak or disappointment of the other people in my inner circle. And that's what you're worried about. You don't want anyone to dim your light on this. You're kind of excited to wrap this up. Even if this is something, and this is, I don't mean to sound heartless with this, but let's say I'm speaking to a Cancerian where you had a close relative pass away, okay? Just a message I'm getting. Don't freak out on me if it's not your message. I'm not predicting anyone will die. This will be like, it's already happened. And now it's like, you ever go through that stage where now like you have to clean out the person's house or their belongings and stuff like that? If that's like your story for one of you watching, there's a feeling here of like, I just can't wait till this is done. It doesn't mean, oh, I'm glad that, you know, grandma died or dad died. Like that's not what I'm saying, but it's like, I just can't wait till this is done. Like this chapter is closed so I can move forward and move on. But you might feel here in June, like, but if I were to say that to the other, you know, family members, they might think very poorly of me. Like, oh, you're excited? You're excited to clean out, you know, this person's belongings or their home or their residence. It's not that you're happy that the person died, but this is weighing on you. So it's the starting of my life or wrapping this up, whatever this is for you. There's a feeling of like, I'm really excited just to wrap this up and move on from it. But you don't want the people around you to think like you're heartless or you don't care about them, or if there was a familial loss or even like a close friend, like in a social circle, you don't want them to think like you're happy that that happened to that person. And I can tell you energetically that you're not. It's just I can't wait till I could just wrap up this chapter and move on. Not going to clarify Two of Swords of Judgment or the King of Pentacles to the Seven of Pentacles. I feel like that would be wasting your time. I do want to see here a little bit about your excitement. We're going to look into July, and then we're going to pull some cards for how this person or people might react. Okay, so hang in there with me. I don't do extendeds. I feel like this is the reading I give you. You don't need to pay $9 or $12, whatever, to see the rest. So just hang in there with me, and we'll get to all of the other messages for you. King of Cups. Tell me why the King of Cups is here. Why is the King of Cups here? One more shuffle. Thank you. King of Cups. Five of Swords. Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, the World card. So by the end of the month, you're telling this person or these people, remember that Five of Swords, you don't want conflict. It looks like you are telling them that you are Eight of Pentacles working on this and that you have a plan. Okay, you're delicately, Two of Pentacles, delicately telling them this because I think you're trying to avoid the Five of Swords. It's almost like you want these people to be happy for your happy. That's the feeling here. Three of Cups. Tell me about the Three of Cups. One more shuffle. Thank you. The Three of Cups is clarified by the Seven of Cups. These people that you're leaving behind, you want them to be happy for you. Six of Wands, and there you had the Six of Wands here as well. I want them to be happy for me. Knight of Swords. If they're going to say anything, I don't want it to be aggressive. And the After Tarot deck, the Knight of Swords is very aggressive. So you're trying to word this in a way that doesn't upset the people around you. Like you don't want to piss off the customers, you know, the client base you're leaving. It's like you don't want to make any you don't want to leave behind any like negativity or hard feelings. Like even if it's a job that like you don't like the job, but you might like who you work for, you know, in terms of like your coworker. So I just feel like you want to move on without any bad blood. And there seems to be a very delicate way that you're communicating to these people that you're moving on. And you're sort of making it sound like I have to do this for me. It's like, what is that thing? Like when you break up with someone and it's like, it's not you, it's me. And that's the feeling here. It's not you, it's me. Like I have to do this for me. You're being very considerate of this person or these people's feelings. I'll tell you that. I saw that Taurus. I did that Taurus reading earlier today. And it'll post to tomorrow. Yours will post on Tuesday. And the Taurus reading was like out for blood. I've never seen Taurus like that before. This is different. This is a way different energy. It's a kinder energy. Let's get 3 cards on July. We have the Ace of Wands, the Six of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands. This is actively now investing in the new. Okay, looking for the new house, looking for the new job, something like that. The Two of Pentacles, you're turning your back to the past. I think you'll be surprised. And again, I'm going to pull cards for you. I don't think these people end up fighting you. Once you start like moving in this direction, I don't see a fight here. I think you geared up for an argument that wasn't actually going to happen. I don't think they're thrilled, but I don't see them fighting with you. Can we get 3 cards here for July? One more shuffle. Thank you. July, the Magician. There you go. Actively manifesting. Queen of Pentacles. Going to work on this. And the Four of Cups. Bottom of the deck, the Hierophant. This is the feeling of I have to do this now because I don't. What's that Aerosmith song? Sorry, sometimes I channel so quickly. The words come out of my mouth like mud. I don't want to close my eyes. I don't want to fall asleep because I'd miss you, babe. I don't want to miss a thing. I think the feeling here is I don't want to miss out anything in life. Like I don't want to have any regrets. So whatever decision this is here, you feel like you need to do this for you. 3 more cards on this, please. Extra clarify that. One more shuffle. Thank you. Knight of Wands. There you go again. Galloping. Page of Cups. Still excited. 9 of Swords. And the Devil card. Most of you are going to move on. I feel like the collective here is split. 50% of you, you're like moving forward quite quickly in July. Others of you, you're going to follow the collective probably in August. This is going to happen a lot faster than you realize. The Knight of Wands is actively moving forward, okay, in the After Tarot deck. The Page of Cups, you already have landed something, like the new job, the new apartment, the new, there's something here like you got it in the bag type of thing. And the Nine of Swords, you're not worried about it because in the After Tarot deck, the person's using the Ace of Swords, so they have the opportunity, the communication, the clarity, and those 8 swords are like doubts, fears, worries. They don't have any. So there's something very relaxed feeling of like, I have to do this. I don't want to miss out the opportunity, right? The opportunity comes in the Page of Cups and the Four of Cups. It's like, here's that same Ace of Cups coming to you. That Ace of Cups that you wanted. It's like being offered to you and you're like, I can't miss it. I've been manifesting this. I've been working on this. I can't miss it. The Devil card is interesting in the After Tarot deck. Typically, we see 2 people like shackled to one another, shackled to the devil, shackled to the podium the devil presides over. But in the After Tarot deck, they're free. So even in the 8 of Swords in the After Tarot deck, free. And then we have that Queen of Swords here to the 8 of Wands. So, and you had the 8 of Wands here as well. So there's something here that you end up moving forward very quickly in the month of July. And like I said, half of you in July, the other half of you in August. Like you're detaching from whatever this is. And you're not worried about doing it anymore. Okay, let's get you some cards now on how the person or people will feel that you're moving on from. How about that? Can we get 3 cards? Can we get 3 cards for how this person or people will, say, react to the notice? React to the notice when you tell them? How will they react? One more shuffle. Thank you. What is the reaction? Page of Wands when they hear this news. Three of Pentacles and the Five of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, Page of Pentacles. It's almost like they're excited for you. Looking at Three of Pentacles and the After Tarot deck, the people are like at the beach. This woman is painting sunflowers on the van. There's something a little celebratory in respect to what you're working on, but there is the feeling of like knowing that you're moving on. There's still that feeling of like abandonment or you're leaving them behind. So there's sadness here. There's excitement over what you're building and creating, but then at the same time, there's a I'm never going to work with you again, you know, or like you're moving, you're telling your neighbors you're moving from the community. And it's like, well, good luck to you out wherever you're moving to, but I'm going to really miss you as a neighbor. That's the feeling here. I don't think this is romantic in nature. I have to be honest with you. I would be very surprised if it is. Otherwise, this person's taking it incredibly well. Like, good luck with the next partner. You know, sorry it didn't work out. I just don't see this being romantic. I'm sorry. Let's get you 3 cards here. Additional clarification. One more shuffle. Thank you. 3 of Wands. Look at that. It's like a arrivederci. Sort of like waving you off. So there is something feel good about this. King of Swords and the Knight of Pentacles. Bottom of the deck, the Moon. I think you're going to be surprised that these people are excited that you have this clarity, that you've made this decision, that you are standing very firm in this decision, right? This is, I'm not telling you this so we can discuss it. There's no compromise. I think you're well respected by that approach. And in that Knight of Pentacles, see that the way the Knight of Pentacles landed over that Five of Pentacles, it's like they're excited to see you move forward, plant a new seed, have a new opportunity, but there's still a feeling of sadness here. I'm divorced now, but I remember when I married my first husband. I say first husband because I assume at some point in time there'll be a second. But anyway, when I met my first husband, he was about 2 years shy of coming out of a divorce. And although his parents strongly disliked the first wife, strongly disliked her, there was still a feeling of because after the divorce he had like moved back home. And now that I was in the picture, it was like that dynamic was going to change, right? He was going to move out of the home. We had been dating for a while, so we were going to get our own place. And so that's given me that same feeling, like really excited to see you plant a new seed, but the dynamic now has changed. And there's sadness over the loss of that dynamic. I think you're going to be quite surprised that they take it pretty well. I think they take it well. I think they're just sad that you're moving on. Again, I don't believe that this is love related whatsoever. I'll be surprised. Drop me some comments below. Was it going to pull you any other cards? I don't think so. Let's get you some advice. Advice for your decision making. Advice for how to handle telling this person or these people. And then we'll get you some oracle cards and some kippers. So 3 cards of advice here for how Cancer can better process the decision here. We'll take it. Hangman. That was the first card that came out. That's your energy. Hangman, Queen of Cups. There you are, masculine or feminine, processing, right? The recent events, the past events. And then the Wheel of Fortune, bottom of the deck, the Sun card, and it's in the upright. So this is your moment. If, again, upon reflection, you feel this is the right thing for you to do, and you're doing this from a place of like emotional stability, if you will. Like it's not an erratic decision. Remember what I said, like not reckless. You feel very calm. Queen of Cups, most intuitive queen. So again, with that Knight of Wands to the High Priestess, like you feel called in this direction, then go ahead and do it. Good luck is with you on this one, okay? 3 cards of advice now for when Cancer tells this person or these people that they're moving forward or moving on. 3 cards of advice. One more shuffle. Thank you. 7 of Wands, stand your ground, okay? Which I think you're doing in that King of Swords energy. 6 of Pentacles and the Devil. Bottom of the deck, Strength card. You have one person here who's not going to like that you're going, but you should stand your ground with it. You have one person here who's not going to like that you're going. Someone's, I want to say bonded to you, relies on you, dependent on you in a toxic way. Who's that? Clarify the Devil. I'll take it. Who is this person? King of Pentacles. Could be a masculine father figure, the boss. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Tell me more about this person. This feels parental or like the boss. I don't know. This feels like someone who likes to have like power or control. Okay, someone who comes across as having power and control, but they actually rely on you for security. Does that make sense to one of you watching? Four Swords and the King of Wands. Bottom of the deck, the Strength card. Well, you already showed up here as the King of Wands. So this person is this person like addicted to you? It's such a weird way to say it. Reliant on you in a toxic, codependent way. Reliant on you. The King of Pentacles is reliant on you, and the King of Pentacles consequently was who you were thinking about like moving away from. So this person is like reliant on you. It's like the boss that needs you. Maybe you do the job of 3 people. You know, that's the feeling. Anything else we need to know about this person? Anything else we need to know about this person? One more shuffle. Thank you. Is this person ill in that Four of Wands? Like, are they... So I'm going to read this a couple of different ways for you. Page of Swords here at the bottom of the deck. So for some of you, this is someone who's ill or like an aging grandparent, parent, something like that. They don't want to see you move on from them. They're like dependent on you. For others of you, it's possible that you had a King of Pentacles pass away. Again, I don't read body parts or signs. Maybe you are moving on with someone new. This could be like family, friends, kids. I think you're moving on too quickly after like your spouse or your partner has passed away. Whether or not that either of those factor into your lifeline, your life story, that what you're experiencing, your journey right now, I still feel like this person is reliant on you. Tell me more about that. One more shuffle. Thank you. We'll take it. It's a lot, but we'll take it. 10 of Swords, 2 of Wands. Like they feel betrayed that you're moving on, or you're moving on so quickly. Okay, that you're getting into a new relationship. Like I said, you're moving on. Something like that. This person feels betrayed. Justice that you're doing. Remember, you were in justice energy saying, I have to do this for me. 3 of Swords. There's that heartbroken person. Told you. So there's that heartbroken person. 9 of Wands. Feel wounded by this. They feel backstabbed or betrayed. 10 of Cups. There's that inner circle of yours. Friends, family, people very close to you. So you have one person here who's very heavily reliant or dependent on you. And they feel like you're leaving them behind or something like that. They're going to take it really hard. Like it's an act of betrayal. For others of you, it's possible you had someone pass away. And you're moving into another relationship, and your family and friends feel like, and particularly your kids think you're moving on too quickly into a new relationship. If this is work related, this is a boss who maybe they never told you this, but there was a belief here that in time you would have a greater position at the company. They might have even been thinking about you, like, especially if it's like a small business and they don't have like a next of kin or anyone who's going to be like the successor. This person could feel so betrayed because they looked at you like a kid, and not like that you're immature, but they looked at you like maybe the kid that they don't have, or the kids that don't want to take over the company. So it's possible for some of you, this person thought like in the future you would be someone who would like take over the family business or the small business, or have a greater role in it. So yeah, this person is really feeling it when you tell them. 3 cards of advice here for Cancer. Do not let that stop you. Do not let that stop you. You have to do this for you. 3 cards of advice. 7 of Swords. Do not let it stop you. It will sabotage this new beginning that's been trying to come into your life for a while now. 7 of Swords, the 6 of Cups. There's that past person, and the 2 of Swords. Don't let the connection, the memories, how long you've known them, the familial connection, the nostalgia sabotage the decision-making process here for you. Chariot. Keep moving forward. That is your major arcana card. At the end of the day, you do what is best for you. I'm just telling you what's here. It's only an advice spread. Let's get you a couple of oracle cards and we'll close it off with some kippers. This person's going to be tough. Try trying to look around and see what decks I have for an advice deck for you, but we'll use this one. How can Cancer mitigate this person's reaction? RKS. I don't know. It's your initials, their initials. RKS. RKS. Only take that if it resonates. Ace of Swords. Stand in your truth. No wishy-washy. Okay, because then I feel like this person, they get to put like a foot in. Like they'll play with your emotions or pull on your heartstrings. So you have to stand in your power here. Not in a cold way, but in a, this is what I'm doing. Okay. You then have the Hermit. Like, I thought about this a long time. I've done soul searching. Like, I have to do this for me. Very matter of fact. Not cold, just matter of fact. Five of Cups. And I'm really sad to be doing this too. Okay, so this is a little bit heartfelt. Okay, and the Five of Cups is the first decan in Scorpio. So you're acknowledging the ending here. It's going to be really sad for me not to work here anymore, to leave the community, you know, to move out of the house. You know, it could be roommates here that you're telling them that you're moving on. Certainly could be family. Yep, I'm going to miss you. Yep, I'm going to miss you guys. But I thought about this and I have to do this for me, right? Four of Cups. I don't want to miss this opportunity. Knight of Wands. I have to move forward with, look at all the same cards that came out there. Page of Cups. I have to move towards this new opportunity. But yep, I'm going to miss you. Wasn't an easy decision, but I have to do this for me. That's a gentler way for you to approach it, particularly with that one person. For those of you where that portion of the reading resonates. Okay, 3 oracle cards here, please, for Cancer. Sorry for the long reading. One more shuffle. I try to keep these around the 25-minute, 30-minute mark. Silent Strength. Trust. Rebirth. Oh, man. Bottom of the deck, Inner Strength. I'll read these to you in a second. 3 more cards here, please, for Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, as well as Venus placements. Yeah, RKS. I don't know what that is. RKS. Sacred Grove. Maybe if you're relocating, that's like, do they have like those radio station letters? Like maybe it's WRKS. I don't know. In Cincinnati. I don't know. That was WKRP. But anyway, you have Sacred Grove. You have Mystic Candle. And you have Ancient Tree. Bottom of the deck, Standing Stone. You're going to have to stand firm on this. Okay. Silent Strength. Build your power in silence, waiting for the right moment to reveal your quiet strength and your truth. Holy bejesus. There you go. Trust. Establish trust in yourself and in others. Yes, trust yourself to make this decision. And maybe that's something you can convey to this person. Like, trust me, I'm doing the right thing. Like, this is the right thing for me. And then the Rebirth. Rise anew. Embrace the new beginning and your new opportunities. Little phoenix rising from the ashes there. You have Sacred Grove. Seek wisdom in nature. The ancient trees hold secrets. So again, little hermit energy. Maybe spend some time alone, meditation, walks in nature if the weather allows. I don't know where you are in the world, but if you're able to maybe just spend a little time outside of this situation, environment, or connection, just so you can gain that clarity that you need. Mystic Candle. Illuminate your new path. Let your inner light guide the way. That's what you're doing. You're relying on your intuition and the High Priestess energy to move forward. And then you have Ancient Tree. Find strength in your roots. They ground and support you. So I do think these people, by and large, will support this move that you're making. I don't think you need to turn your back on them completely. You have Inner Strength. Tap into your inner power. Stay strong in adversity, using resilience to overcome the challenges. And then you have Standing Stone. Stability and endurance. Stand firm in your convictions. That's exactly what I was saying. All right, let's close it out now with 6 Kipper cards, 2 for each row. Kind of excited to know what this is. If you feel like sharing, you can. You're welcome to drop some comments below. Only if you feel like it. 2 cards here for the top row. Occupation is on the side. So again, this was the, I don't know if I want to do this or not. Start working on this plan. And then you have Great Fortune on the side. I don't know if I'm making the right decision. I don't know if this would benefit me financially, emotionally. Like, I don't know if this is the right thing to do. 2 cards here for the middle row. House. Could be relocation for some of you. Purchase of a home. Moving out of a residence. This does concern your structure and stability. So it could be work-related concern. Oh, there's that person that's worried about you. There's that person or people that are worried about you. And you're also worried about what they'll think or what they'll say. 2 cards here for the last row. Message of concern and thoughts. Wow, you have a person or people here that not only are you giving great contemplation to this, but they are giving great contemplation to you moving on as well. Sudden wealth, child, bad health, like I was saying, it's possible for some of you, you're rebirthing a relationship after another one ended. Some people might frown upon that. For others of you, you're the child of someone who's sick, like grandchild or an actual child. And doesn't mean biological, it could be adoptive or foster. But still, there's a feeling here of like you don't want them to feel like you're too happy that this person died or that you're moving on from the sick person. You know what I mean? That was that feeling here. Family room here at the bottom of the deck. Can I get one card here for July? The imprisonment card came out on the side, and that was that 50-50 feeling. This is like the Eight of Swords, which in the After Tarot deck, you're free. So half of you are free, moving on from this in July. I still think the other half of you are then moving on in August. You could be the main male, main female. I don't read body parts, but you are definitely the one making the decision. That much I can tell you. You're the one making the decision. Now, whether or not you move forward with it or not will be entirely up to you. Like I always say, do not allow tarot to dictate what you do. But energetically, if you wanted to do this, this is the route you would take for your next chapter of your journey. That is what I have for you, Cancer, for June 2026. If you like these messages, they resonated with you, you want to claim all or part of them, please be sure to click like, share, comment, and subscribe. Hype the video on your mobile device if you're able to do that. And until I read for you again, good luck, stay strong, and as always, I'm wishing you light, love, and peace.